Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we're going to kind of switch gears. Instead of going a little red, let's just talk a little TWRA, and let's talk a little chronic wasting disease, and we'll try to hook up with Jay and Lindsey after this on the next segment, but this young man's always ready. When I need some help and I want to talk deer hunting, I want to talk CWD, he is the TWRA CWD field coordinator for our area, and that's Jeremy Dennison. Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning, Mr. Larry. It's good to talk to you, and happy deer season.
I can't
not just CWD. I like deer in general.
Let's just talk. Yeah, happy deer season. Of course, the bow season's kicked off.
That's right.
And I've heard some good reports on that. But a lot of our folks are saying, well, we want to, before we talk into the real bulk of the deer season, we want to talk about the addition of Henry County over the Labor Day weekend. So tell us about that. How did that develop?
Yeah, it was a surprise. You know, we invite folks to report sick deer to us. That's part of our surveillance for CWD, and that's actually how that came about. We received a report from a motorist about a deer that was acting, erratic, or kind of like the clinical symptoms that we look for. And long story short, I was able to make contact with the landowner and obtain a sample from it, and surprisingly enough, it came back CWD positive. So it was a pretty good shock, because just like every other county in the state, we have a surveillance goal that we always meet for Henry County.
Yeah.
But this is, kind of switched up the game for us. Of course, it's going to add Henry County as the latest positive county. It was also within 10 miles of the Weakley County border, so that would change that classification to high risk. And it was also within 10 miles of the state of Kentucky. So it's kind of a new location for us.
Well, there is some confusion here. I mean, about the hunting rigs. So that did not change this season for Henry and Weakley, right? I mean, correct.
We try not to make hunting regulation changes during the active season, and of course, the velvet hunt had already took place. Everybody was familiar with the season open dates. The hunting guide was printed and distributed.
Yes.
So, and also, we just have the one positive. So before we make any kind of management recommendations or anything like that, we might change the hunting regs. The first step is obtain more samples. Make it easy for folks in those two counties to have their deer tested, and then, of course, that's going to give us a lot more information on how the disease may or may not be distributed.
Sure. Yeah. And I know that. What are you hearing from the bow season? How was the velvet season? I mean, what's the reports?
The numbers on the velvet season, as far as harvest, were a little bit lower, but the velvet hunt is kind of hit or miss. Some years it's pretty mild, and some years it's 90 degrees. And I think that might have been the situation this year.
I guarantee you.
As far as bow season goes, I don't know of a better opening weekend weather-wise that I've seen in a long, long time. It was a good cold front that came through.
Temperatures in the 50s that morning. Yeah,
it was. It was. And it just felt like deer season, but the harvest was down a little bit. So I don't really know how to explain that. And of course, this weekend I think it's going to be maybe a wash as far as the
weather
amount of rain we're going to get. It's going to be kind of wet and nasty. So
yeah. Well, there's fair weather hunters and there's real hunters, and then there's just those of us that want to watch a football game. So I mean,
that's right. A lot of that comes into play. With we have a pretty long season, so unfortunately, if the weather's not right, that's going to make
you got plenty of. We have plenty of chances, which all brings us back around to November the 6th for the state. Technically, is the black powder season, which I always look forward to. Thanks to Dave Gabbard, who always has my black powder firearm ready and willing But since I live in the CWD, I hunt in the CWD area, I put a back burner, no pun intended, on that, a black burner punter, I guess you could say, on that. So November the 6th, and then we hunt till next year. I mean,
That's right.
I mean, it
That's
just
right.
talk about the outlook here, Jeremy. What have you heard mass crop wise? Are you hearing good reports or what?
Yeah, pretty good reports, kind of hit or miss. We hope that everybody has a successful season. Obviously, like you touched on, you can use any weapon starting November 6th if you're in a unit CWD county.
Yeah.
Again, that does not include at this point Weakley or Henry County. I always look forward to muzzleloaders are my favorite season to hunt. Kind of like you, but I always look forward to juvenile. That's going to be Halloween weekend, so hopefully all the kids get out and
Halloween weekend. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
hopefully the weather will be nice and some of these kids can get out and have a good time. We do. Speaking of the unit CWD counties, we've got a couple of new incentives this year. If you'd like me to talk,
yes,
about those
I would.
For a second.
Yes, yeah.
So this year, for hunters in unit CWD in those counties, if you kill 2 positive deer, you will receive a sportsman's license for the next year. So it's kind of a license incentive. We want to focus, try to incentivize people to harvest positive animals. So we want them to hunt. If they kill a positive, we'd like you to try to take another one from the same location.
And they're pretty easy to determine if you shot a positive one. I mean, they're not standing up on their hind legs sticking their tongue out at you. I mean, you pretty well got an idea that you may have a positive animal. And,
you can't always tell, but sometimes you can, and that's another reason. You can, if you do shoot a positive buck, you can replace that tag.
That's
so it
right.
won't cost you one of your two statewide tags.
That's right.
As far as antler deer. And a new thing this year, a lot of our hunters have talked about concerns about losing money on processed deer.
Yeah.
If they get a positive result, and then it's recommended that you don't consume it. So a lot of people, may say, hey, man, I don't want to miss out on my money. So this year, if a hunter receives a notification that they've got a positive result, they're also going to be sent a voucher from us for $75 towards processing of their next deer.
That's super. That's good.
Yeah, they can cash that in. It's not, you can't go to Mr. Larry, you can't go to Dave's and just have him give you $75.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I know that. Dave's already told me that. Yeah. So yeah.
But we hope that kind of eases that frustration a little bit.
That's good.
And we hope it's a good program.
Well, again, we're talking to Jeremy Dennison out of our Region 1 here in West Tennessee. Title is CWD Field Coordinator, but he's also titled Deer Hunter.
That's right.
Like a lot of us, and waterfowl hunter, whatever it might be for the season. And we're getting kind of an early look at this because it's hard to believe that 1 month from this weekend, just about, will be the youth weekend. And then right after that, for those of us that hunt in Hardeman or Fayette and all these other counties where I do hunt, it will be the CWD hunt, and you'll have a chance. You can shoot muzzleloader if you want to. You don't have to shoot a rifle, but it is open season with a rifle for those seasons, and I'm looking forward because I've seen good mass crops. My cameras are working good. That looks good. I don't know where they go when the season starts and the cameras they disappear, but now's the time to get ready, folks. I mean,
when's President's Island?
Well, you're going to have those are you got to get. That's in the guide.
Right. Look
in the guide.
Yeah.
Go look in the guide. I don't have the guide right in front of me.
I got one in my car. Want me to go get it?
No, don't go get it. No, we'll look at that. But you have time for that one.
Oh, I do.
You'll have time for that one. So what are you you're anticipating? You're always anticipating a good year, right?
I am. I hope we do better than we did last year. I guess that's all I'm hoping for,
Well, I think that's what we want to do. Hey, Jeremy, thank you, man, for being with us and on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, folks, again, tnwildlife.org, go for that. And that CWD, there is a website for that. I don't have it right in front of me. Again, what is that?
It's CWD in Tennessee. That'll get you to it.
That'll get you to it. Yes.
That website's been redesigned, so it's got some new features and stuff.
I
so
noticed
I'd encourage
that.
folks to check it out.
Yeah, and it's been redesigned. It wasn't done by any of us, I can tell you that.
No, it wasn't.
I need to redesign it, that's for sure. Thanks, Jeremy. We'll talk to you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Have a great one.
Mr. Larry. Thank
you.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. So it's good to they keep adding these.
Well, that's good. They're going to give them the money back.
Incentives.
That's good because people get upset and say, "Well, I'm not going to hunt." Well, it's good incentive now. You get your money back.
Well, I think the velvet hunt. I participate. No, I didn't. I really not. I just can't get up to deer hunt.
Well,
when it's 90 degrees.
I'd be afraid I'd destroy it.
Well, yeah, but
it's pretty delicate.
I don't know. Dave, how's your deer? What are you looking like around your house there? They still coming up?
They're looking good. Talking about mass, being my little jaunts out in the woods and stuff. They're especially the white oaks up here this year. They're pretty loaded.
Well, that's what I've seen too.
Just now starting to fall.
Yeah. Well, I think this weekend rain we've got, and another cool front coming next week. Temperatures in the 70s and 50s. We can start thinking about it. But again, that is November the 6th. That is opening day for in West Tennessee here in the CWD counties for Go Get 'em. And then statewide, of course, is November the 20th when you have the other counties out there. But anyway, we're going to take a break, Shelby. Can we take a break now? And then we're going to try to hook up back with Jay Gudermuth and Lindsey White over at the Little Red River. We just kind of missed each other there, but we'll come back. Now we're going to talk Little Red River. I almost said Little Red Riding Hood. It almost came out like that. All right, we'll be right back.